Have you ever found yourself stumbling just a little when stepping off a curb? Or maybe feeling a bit wobbly while reaching for something high on a shelf? These small moments might seem harmless, but for people over 60, they could be early signs of a much bigger issue: declining balance. The truth is, balance isn't something we think about until it starts to slip away. And when it does, the risk of falling becomes very real and very dangerous. In fact, did you know that falls are the #1 cause of serious injury among older adults in the US? A simple misstep can lead to broken bones, long hospital stays, or even a permanent loss of independence. That's not something anyone wants, especially when the solution is so simple. The good news is you can fight back. You can regain control and stay steady on your feet. And it all starts with just a few simple exercises that improve your balance. These aren't workouts that require a gym or fancy equipment. They're easy, gentle movements you can do right at home. And they could be the key to protecting your health, your confidence, and your freedom. In today's video, we're going to explore why balance training is not just helpful after 60, it's essential. We'll uncover what happens to our bodies as we age, the hidden dangers that many people ignore, and how just 5 to 10 minutes a day can dramatically change the way you move through life. If you've been feeling a little unsure lately, or if you just want to keep living independently and actively, this video is for you. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1, balance declines naturally after 60. Henry was always an active man. At 68, he still played doubles tennis every Saturday morning with his friends. But over the past year, something started to feel different. He found himself stumbling a bit when turning quickly to hit the ball. Sometimes, when he got out of bed too fast, he'd feel a strange moment of dizziness or unsteadiness. It wasn't enough to stop him, but it was enough to make him wonder, what's going on with my body? What Henry was experiencing is something many people over 60 go through: a natural decline in balance that creeps in quietly. It's not about being clumsy or careless, it's biology. As we age, our muscles get weaker, our joints get stiffer, our reflexes slow down, and our inner ear, the part that helps with balance, begins to lose its sharpness. Even the soles of our feet become less sensitive, reducing our ability to detect surface changes that help us stay upright. Scientifically, balance depends on a well-coordinated team effort between your eyes, your inner ear, vestibular system, your muscles and joints, proprioception, and your brain. After 60, each of these systems can experience subtle declines. Alone, they might not be noticeable, but together, they can significantly affect your ability to stay steady, especially when moving quickly, bending down, or walking on uneven surfaces. This decline doesn't just happen overnight. It builds slowly. And because it's gradual, many people don't notice until it's too late, like after a fall or a near miss. You might feel more cautious going downstairs or hesitate before stepping into the bathtub. Maybe you've started holding onto furniture as you walk across a room. These are all signs your balance is changing, and it's your body's quiet way of asking for help. But here's the good news. Just because balance declines naturally doesn't mean you have to accept it passively. In fact, it's one of the most trainable abilities we have as we age. With just a few minutes of the right exercises each day, you can restore coordination, build strength, and even improve the communication between your brain and muscles. Think of it like retuning a radio. The clearer the signal, the better the performance. Start small. Stand on one foot for 10 seconds while brushing your teeth. Practice slowly rising from a chair without using your hands. Try walking heel to toe across your living room. These simple movements begin to re-engage the systems that control balance, and over time, they make a real difference. It's also important to know that balance training isn't just about avoiding falls. It's about gaining freedom. When you trust your body to move well, you go out more. You socialize, you stay active. You stop saying, "I'm afraid I'll fall," and start saying, "Let's go for a walk." That's the power of practicing balance. So take a moment to reflect. Have you noticed small signs that your balance is changing? If so, don't be discouraged. Be encouraged. Because now you know it's something you can improve, starting today. And in the next part, we'll talk about why falls are the #1 cause of injury in older adults, and how balance exercises could be the very thing that protects you from becoming part of that statistic. Number 2, falls are the #1 cause of injury in seniors. Ellen was 74 when it happened. She had just finished folding laundry and was walking from the bedroom to the kitchen. Nothing unusual, just a quiet afternoon at home. But as she stepped onto the hallway rug, the corner flipped up just slightly under her foot. She lost her balance and fell hard. One moment she was upright, the next she was on the floor in pain. A trip to the hospital revealed a fractured hip. Her doctors were kind but firm. This injury will take months to heal, and you may not regain full mobility right away. Ellen's story isn't rare. In fact, it's alarmingly common. Every 11 seconds, an older adult in the United States is treated in an emergency room for a fall-related injury. Every 19 minutes, one of those falls proves fatal. According to the CDC, falls are the leading cause of both fatal and non-fatal injuries among people over the age of 65. From broken hips to head trauma and internal injuries, the damage a fall can cause goes far beyond just a bruise. And yet, many older adults still underestimate just how dangerous a simple fall can be. You see, the older we get, the less resilient our bodies become. Bones become more brittle due to loss of calcium and density. Muscles shrink, joints stiffen, and reaction time slows. This means that when we do fall, we're more likely to get seriously hurt and less likely to recover quickly. But the physical injury is only part of the story. A serious fall often leads to a cycle of fear. After falling, many seniors become afraid of it happening again. They start avoiding physical activity. They stay home more. They stop doing things they love, walking in the park, visiting friends, or even going to the grocery store. And the less they move, the weaker their bodies get. That's when independence starts slipping away. Here's the hopeful part. Most falls are preventable. That's right, preventable. And balance training plays a critical role in that prevention. When you work on your balance every day, even in small ways, you're training your body to stay stable during unexpected shifts, like when you trip over a rug or lose footing on a wet sidewalk. You're improving your reflexes, strengthening the muscles that help you stay upright, and increasing your awareness of how your body moves through space. Simple exercises like standing on one leg while holding the counter, doing gentle side steps, or practicing controlled heel-to-toe walking can teach your body how to react quickly and efficiently when it's thrown off balance. And over time, these movements become second nature, like having a built-in safety system. More importantly, when you build balance and strength, you also build confidence. And that confidence helps you keep living actively and independently on your own terms. Ellen eventually recovered, but it took nearly a year of physical therapy and emotional healing. She now does balance training every morning, even if it's just 5 minutes. She says, "I never want to go through that again, but I also don't want to live in fear. I want to live free." So ask yourself, are you protecting your future by investing in your balance today? In the next section, we'll explore how balance training does more than just prevent falls. It actually trains your reflexes, helping you react faster and stay safer in everyday situations. Number 3, balance exercises build stronger reflexes. Dave, a 70-year-old retired school bus driver from Wisconsin, always thought of himself as steady on his feet. He spent years guiding students safely to and from school, maneuvering narrow roads and icy sidewalks, and never gave much thought to his physical reflexes. But one crisp fall morning, while walking out to get the newspaper, he bent down to pick up a package by the door. As he stood back up and stepped backward, his heel brushed the edge of a step he didn't see behind him. His body hesitated for a split second, just long enough to send him stumbling. Thankfully, he managed to catch himself by grabbing onto a porch post. But that tiny delay in his body's reaction shook him. "It was like my brain knew I needed to catch myself, but my body didn't get the message in time," he said. "And that scared me more than the stumble." What Dave experienced is something many people face after the age of 60, even if they're otherwise healthy: a noticeable decline in physical reflexes. As we age, the systems in our body responsible for quick reactions, our nervous system, muscles, and sense of spatial awareness, all begin to slow down. It's subtle at first. You might take an extra second to respond when someone calls your name, or you might hesitate before stepping off a curb. But those extra seconds can make a big difference when it comes to balance and preventing falls. Reflexes are your body's automatic response to danger. The quick shift in weight when you lose your footing, the sudden reach for a railing when you're off balance. The problem is, these reflexes are not just instincts, they're skills. And like any skill, they need practice to stay sharp. That's where balance exercises come in. These simple but powerful movements don't just help you stay steady, they help retrain your reflexes so that your body can react faster and more efficiently when it matters most. When you challenge your balance by standing on one foot, shifting your weight side to side, or walking in a straight line with your heel touching your toe, you're not just working your muscles. You're engaging your brain, your nervous system, and your sensory pathways all at once. These exercises create a controlled environment where your body learns how to respond to instability. Over time, this practice strengthens the communication between your brain and your body, making your reactions quicker and more automatic. In fact, researchers have found that balance training significantly improves reaction times in older adults. This means that the moment you start to slip or trip, your body's more likely to catch itself, instinctively and immediately. And that one small improvement can prevent injuries, hospital visits, and months of recovery. Dave started his balance journey in the simplest way possible. Every morning after his coffee, he stood behind a sturdy chair in his living room and practiced lifting one foot off the ground for 10 seconds. At first, he wobbled, but within 2 weeks, he noticed a difference. He began walking more confidently, reacting faster when something startled him, and even found himself more energized throughout the day. "It's like my body remembered how to protect me again," he said with a smile. "I didn't realize how much I'd lost until I started getting it back." You don't need a gym or special equipment to build your reflexes. All it takes is consistency and patience. Every time you challenge your balance in a safe way, whether it's walking across the room slowly with purpose or standing tall while reaching gently in different directions, you're giving your brain and body the chance to reconnect, rewire, and rebuild your natural responses. The most beautiful part? As your reflexes improve, so does your confidence. You start to trust your body again. You stop worrying so much about "what if I fall?" and instead start enjoying the freedom of movement that balance brings back into your life. So take a moment and ask yourself, has your body been reacting the way you want it to lately? Or is it time to give your reflexes a little extra attention and training? In the next part, we'll go even deeper, because improved balance and quicker reflexes don't just keep you safe. They also bring back something just as important: your confidence in daily life. Whether you're walking through a store, climbing steps, or simply standing tall in your own kitchen. Number 4, stronger balance means more confidence in daily life. Maria used to love grocery shopping. For her, it wasn't just about picking up milk and vegetables. It was a small adventure, a reason to get out of the house, talk to a few people, and enjoy a sense of independence. But somewhere between her 67th and 70th birthdays, that joy began to fade. She noticed herself feeling hesitant when stepping over curbs in the parking lot. She started clutching the shopping cart a little tighter, not just to push it, but to keep her balance. When the floors were slick or crowded, she'd freeze for a moment before moving. Eventually, she began avoiding the store altogether. She told her daughter she just preferred delivery, but the truth was deeper. She was afraid of falling, and even more afraid of losing control in public. This story isn't unique to Maria. In fact, one of the most overlooked consequences of declining balance is the loss of confidence it causes in daily life. It's not just about safety, it's about how you feel when you stand up, when you move, when you step outside your front door. Losing your sense of balance doesn't just affect your body, it affects your mind. It can quietly chip away at your independence, limiting your ability to do the everyday things that bring you joy and freedom. But here's the powerful truth. When you improve your balance, you don't just reduce your risk of falling, you rebuild your confidence to engage with life fully again. Confidence isn't about being fearless. It's about trusting your body. It's knowing that when you rise from a chair, your legs are strong. When you step off a curb, your feet are steady. When you reach up to a cabinet or turn quickly in the kitchen, your balance will carry you through. That quiet trust transforms everything. Balance training helps restore that trust by teaching your body to feel more stable and your mind to feel more secure. When you practice stability exercises, you're not just training muscles and nerves. You're building a sense of control. That control creates confidence, and confidence creates freedom. Maria started small. At her daughter's urging, she began doing a few minutes of balance exercises each morning, standing near the kitchen counter, lifting one leg slightly, and holding it for a few seconds. She practiced stepping forward and sideways slowly and deliberately. After a couple of weeks, she noticed something strange. She wasn't gripping the counter as tightly. Her posture improved. She walked a little taller. One morning, she surprised herself by walking to the mailbox without thinking twice. A month later, she returned to her local market. Not because she had to, but because she wanted to. When your body feels steady, your world opens back up. Going for walks, visiting friends, joining a community class, all these things become possible again when you're not held back by fear. That's the magic of balance. It doesn't just support your physical health, it gives you your life back, one confident step at a time. And the effects ripple into every corner of your well-being. People with better balance tend to move more. And when you move more, you strengthen your heart, your muscles, and even your brain. You feel sharper, lighter, and more in control. That daily sense of self-assurance is what keeps you engaged, social, and independent. It's not about doing acrobatics or complex yoga poses. It's about standing tall when you brush your teeth, taking your time as you walk through the house, learning to trust your legs again. These seemingly small moments add up to something much bigger, a renewed confidence in how you live, move, and show up in the world. So if you've noticed yourself holding on to the furniture more often, or hesitating at curbs or doorways, it may be time to ask yourself, is fear holding me back from living fully? And if so, what would it feel like to take back that control, just one step at a time? In the next part, we'll explore how balance training doesn't just restore confidence, but also supports other vital aspects of your health, from your posture to your blood pressure, in ways you might not expect. Number 5, balance exercises help prevent other health problems. Carl, a 71-year-old retired firefighter, always prided himself on his strength. Even after retirement, he kept up with light workouts and walks around the neighborhood. But over time, he noticed something different. His lower back began to ache when he stood for too long. He had more trouble bending over, and his shoulders began to slump forward without him noticing. His doctor told him his posture was changing, and it wasn't just affecting his back, but also his breathing, digestion, and even blood pressure. That surprised me, Carl recalled. I thought posture was just about looking good. I didn't realize it was connected to my organs and my energy levels. What Carl learned, and what many people don't realize, is that poor balance and posture aren't just physical annoyances. They can be the root of many hidden health problems. The way you carry yourself affects how your body functions. And when your balance starts to deteriorate, it often drags other systems down with it. But the encouraging news is this: by improving your balance, you're not just reducing the risk of falling, you're actively preventing a wide range of health issues. One of the biggest benefits of balance training is better posture. When you practice standing tall, aligning your head, shoulders, and hips, you naturally engage your core muscles, the ones deep in your abdomen and back that stabilize your spine. These muscles aren't just for show. They're essential for maintaining healthy breathing patterns, supporting your internal organs, and keeping your spine in proper alignment. Over time, neglecting these muscles can lead to chronic back pain, shallow breathing, and fatigue. But regular balance exercises gently strengthen them in a way that's safe and sustainable. Another unexpected benefit is improved blood pressure and circulation. When your balance is poor, you may begin moving less out of fear, which leads to a more sedentary lifestyle. And as we know, too much sitting or inactivity can contribute to high blood pressure, poor circulation, and even increased risk of heart disease. But when you're steady on your feet, you're more likely to move confidently and consistently. Even light movement throughout the day, supported by a foundation of strong balance, can help regulate blood flow and reduce cardiovascular strain. Balance training can also assist with joint health and mobility. Exercises that focus on gentle shifting of weight, slow controlled movements, and stretching help lubricate the joints and increase range of motion. This reduces stiffness and makes daily tasks like reaching, walking, or climbing stairs feel easier. It's like oiling the hinges on a door. Once you get them moving again, everything flows more smoothly. Carl began incorporating simple balance routines into his mornings. He would spend 10 minutes after breakfast doing controlled leg lifts, side steps, and slow turns while keeping his posture tall and centered. Within a few weeks, he noticed that his back pain had decreased, and he no longer felt winded after a short walk. It's not just about standing on one leg, he said. It's about reactivating parts of your body that haven't been working together in a while. The beauty of balance exercises is how holistic they are. They don't just target one area. They involve the entire body, engaging your muscles, bones, heart, lungs, and brain in a coordinated way. It's gentle, but it's powerful. It respects where your body is now, while guiding it toward where it could be with a little daily attention. And perhaps most importantly, these exercises are highly adaptable. Whether you're just getting started or already active, you can tailor your movements to fit your comfort level. There's no need to push too hard or aim for perfection. The goal is progress, and even small improvements can make a big impact on your overall health. So take a moment to reflect. Are there aches, stiffness, or fatigue in your daily life that you've simply accepted as part of aging? What if they were actually signals from your body asking for balance, in every sense of the word? In the next section, we'll explore why you don't need a fancy gym, a personal trainer, or even a large space to get started. The truth is, you can begin improving your balance right from the comfort of your own home, and I'll show you how. Number 6, you don't need a gym to start. Susan had never considered herself an exercise person. At 76, her days were filled with gardening, cooking, and chatting with her grandkids on video calls. Going to a gym, that felt intimidating, even in her younger years. And now, with her knees a little stiff and her energy not quite what it used to be, the idea of walking into a fitness center surrounded by mirrors and machines felt downright overwhelming. I always thought you had to go somewhere special to exercise, she admitted. I didn't realize I could start right where I was, in my own living room, in my slippers. Susan's experience speaks for so many older adults who hesitate to begin balance training because they believe it requires something fancy. A gym membership, professional trainer, expensive equipment, or perfect mobility. But the truth is far simpler and much more empowering. You don't need a gym to start building better balance. All you need is your body, a little time, and a willingness to start small. One of the most beautiful things about balance exercises is that they are incredibly accessible. Unlike high-impact workouts that might require heavy lifting or complicated routines, balance training is gentle, adaptable, and can be done with very little space. In fact, some of the most effective movements can be performed in your kitchen while waiting for the kettle to boil, or in the hallway as you walk from one room to another. The key is consistency and intention, not intensity. For example, one of the simplest and most powerful ways to begin is by standing on one foot while holding on to the back of a sturdy chair. Just 5 seconds on each leg is a great place to start. Over time, you can increase the duration and even try letting go with one hand, then eventually both. Another easy exercise is heel-to-toe walking, taking slow, deliberate steps with one foot directly in front of the other, as if you're walking on a straight line. This challenges your sense of spatial awareness and strengthens the small muscles that keep you upright. Even something as ordinary as getting up from a chair without using your hands becomes a powerful balance builder. It trains your core, legs, and coordination, all critical for stability. The best part? You're likely doing some version of this movement already, so it doesn't feel foreign or intimidating. If you prefer something more calming and structured, gentle Tai Chi or chair yoga videos, many of which are free online, can offer guided balance practices that are both soothing and effective. These types of movement don't just work your body, they also bring mindfulness and breath control into the equation, which helps you stay calm and centered, even when your body's challenged. Susan eventually made balance training part of her morning routine. Before breakfast, she'd do 5 minutes of simple exercises, standing on one foot while brushing her teeth, practicing side steps as she put dishes away, and reaching slowly for items on a shelf to engage her core and stretch gently. It became part of my life, not something I had to schedule or dress up for, she said with a smile, and now I actually look forward to it. This is the beauty of balance training. It fits into your life, not the other way around. You don't need expensive clothes, equipment, or loud music. You don't even need to leave your house. What you do need is a mindset shift, the realization that movement is medicine, and that even the smallest bit of effort adds up over time. What's more, training at home offers emotional benefits too. There's no pressure, no judgment, no fear of being watched or doing something wrong. You can move at your own pace, pause when you need to, and celebrate your progress privately or with loved ones. And as you gain strength and steadiness, you'll begin to feel that progress ripple into everything else, from your mood to your motivation. So if you've been putting off balance exercises because you don't want to join a gym or take a class, know this. You already have everything you need to begin: a stable chair, a hallway, a quiet moment, and most importantly, a body that's capable of learning, improving, and adapting, no matter your age. Ask yourself, what's stopping me from trying just 5 minutes today? Not to be perfect, just to begin. That one decision could be the very thing that helps you move more freely, live more confidently, and feel more grounded every single day. In the next section, we'll explore how balance exercises don't just help your muscles, they also support brain health by keeping your mind sharp, responsive, and engaged as you age. Number 7, balance training improves brain health. Thomas was 69 years old, a retired history teacher with a sharp memory and a deep love for storytelling. But recently, he started noticing subtle changes. He found himself forgetting little things more often, feeling overwhelmed in crowded grocery stores, and occasionally hesitating when needing to change direction quickly. During a routine checkup, his doctor said something unexpected. If you want to keep your mind sharp, start with your feet, especially your balance. That simple advice surprised him, but it opened a new door. When you practice balance, you're not just helping your body stay steady, you're also activating your brain in powerful ways. Simple movements like standing on one leg, walking slowly with control, or gently turning your body require coordination between your eyes, inner ear, muscles, and brain, all working together at once. This kind of integrated movement has been shown to improve memory, concentration, and the ability to react more quickly in everyday situations. Even more than that, balance exercises can ease stress and boost relaxation thanks to the gentle movement combined with steady breathing. Thomas started with just a few minutes each morning. After a few weeks, he felt clearer, more focused, and more confident on his feet. Balance training isn't just about standing tall. It's about thinking clearly, remembering better, and living with more awareness and energy. It's a gift for both your body and your mind. Number 8, it's never too late to start. Helen was 80 years old when she experienced a minor fall in her garden. It wasn't serious, just a small slip while watering her roses, but it left her shaken. It was the first time I felt fragile, she recalled. For most of her life, she'd been active and independent, but suddenly a single stumble made her question her movements. She began walking slower, holding on to furniture more often, and avoiding her beloved walks in the park. Her daughter gently suggested trying some balance exercises. Helen's immediate reaction? At my age, what good would that do now? It's a question many people ask, but the answer is both simple and powerful. It is never too late to start. The human body, even in its later years, has an incredible ability to adapt, strengthen, and relearn. This concept is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections and pathways. And it doesn't stop at age 50 or 60 or even 90. Every time you move with intention, especially when you challenge your balance, you're helping your brain and body build stronger coordination. You're reminding your muscles how to respond, and you're reinforcing the trust between your mind and your movement. Helen decided to give it a try, not because she believed she'd become an athlete, but because she wanted to water her roses again without fear. She started with 5 minutes a day, standing near the kitchen counter while lifting one foot just slightly off the ground. She practiced shifting her weight from left to right while brushing her teeth. Within 2 weeks, she noticed she wasn't gripping the furniture as much. A month later, she walked around the block. By spring, she was back in her garden with confidence, watering her roses, one steady step at a time. One of the most dangerous myths about aging is the idea that improvement has an expiration date, that once you reach a certain age, your body is set and there's no point in trying. But real-life stories and scientific research prove otherwise. People in their 70s, 80s, even 90s have shown improvements in strength, balance, posture, and even brain function, just by starting slow and staying consistent. The secret isn't perfection, it's persistence. You don't need to move like you did at 30. You only need to move a little better than yesterday. That small shift can mean the difference between sitting out life or stepping back into it. Starting late doesn't mean starting without progress. In fact, older adults often report feeling the biggest impact from balance training, not just physically, but emotionally. There's a deep sense of pride in knowing that even now, you are growing, learning, and taking control of your future. It's also worth remembering that starting doesn't require a dramatic change. You can begin right where you are, in whatever condition you're in. Whether you're recovering from a fall, dealing with arthritis, or just feeling unsure on your feet, there are safe, gentle ways to start regaining control. And every step, even the smallest one, is a victory. So if you've been hesitating because of your age, let Helen's story remind you. Age is not the enemy. Stagnation is. Your body is still listening. Your muscles still respond. Your brain is still capable. And your future can still be shaped, even one slow and steady step at a time. Ask yourself, what might change in your life if you believed it wasn't too late? What would you try? What would you reclaim if you gave your body and mind another chance to grow? In the next and final section, we'll bring everything together and talk about why balance training might just be one of the most important gifts you can give yourself for the rest of your life. Conclusion. As we've seen, balance isn't just about staying upright. It's about staying independent, confident, and connected to life. After 60, our bodies naturally change, but that doesn't mean we're powerless. Just a few minutes of balance training each day can help prevent falls, sharpen your mind, improve your posture, and restore your sense of control. You don't need a gym, expensive gear, or even perfect health to begin. You just need a little space, a bit of time, and the willingness to start. Because no matter your age, your body is still capable of learning, growing, and getting stronger. So take that first step, even if it's a small one. Your future self will thank you. We really appreciate you spending time with us today. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and hit that subscribe button. It's a simple way to support our work, and it helps more people discover the tips they need to live healthier, happier lives. And if you want to stay up to date, just click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. See you again soon.